Sticks and Stones is definitely a pretty powerful film. This is from 1996, directed by Neil Tolkin, and I watched this because it's a Kirstie Alley film. Well, Kirstie Alley is in it, and I'm working my way through the last of her films that I haven't seen. I will say she's barely in it, but that didn't really bother me because actually the film itself, it's about bullying and it's very raw, and in certain places it's quite hard to watch for the right reasons. The children in it, three teenagers, are being victims of bullying, and they're very emotional. The performances I thought were absolutely brilliant, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it for the right reasons. But it's definitely an emotional watch, and over the course of an hour and a half we see this bullying increasing and these three boys dealing with it in whatever way that they can. And then they decide that maybe some action needs to be taken. And I won't say any more than that, but I think it's definitely a strong lesson in why you shouldn't bully, because it's a horrible thing and how it can affect people. And it's not really my kind of thing ordinarily to have a film about young schoolboys. I feel like there's not a strong element of relatability there. Controversially, not a big fan of Stand By Me, but I feel like the target audience would certainly enjoy this. But despite the fact that on paper it might not be my kind of film, it did affect me. It did hit me. I thought it was very well done. We have a mix of bullying, so it's not just, say, name calling, it's not just punching somebody. The bullying is done in various different ways, which I think helps to provide some education about the different ways that bullying can happen. Because I think when we think of bullying, well, depending on what your own experience of bullying is, of course, it might seem quite limited to just, maybe beating somebody up. But there are other things that can happen, and it might not just be people not related to you that are bullies as well. But I don't want to say any more than that. Um, Kirstie Alley, for what it's worth, was wonderful in it. She plays Joey's mother, and I thought she was fabulous in it quite briefly. But we have Justin Isfeld, Max Goldblatt, Chauncey Leopardi, and Jordan Brower as Joey, Book, Mouth, and Hayes, respectively. And I thought their performances were across the board really great. Definitely enjoyed it significantly more than I was expecting. If it sounds like your kind of film, I think you'll really enjoy it. But even if you're on the fence and not entirely sure if you'll like it, I'd say give it a go. It's a pretty powerful film that's got some really important messages in it. I think it portrays bullying accurately. Obviously, there are different kinds of bullying, but from what's presented, I feel is a very accurate portrayal, and certainly a very raw, emotional, and realistic portrayal as well. Definitely a powerful film.